Let's go.
This was unexpected.
I know.
Wait, we didn't get this.
We can do this. Let's go. Let's go.
I didn't get
13
the-
titles. We got this. Everyone now. America. Eagles. América a ganar. No te detengas, tú serás. Let's go. 13 titles, ladies and gentlemen. 13 titles. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Eagle Eye Podcast. It is episode 52. And as you just saw right there from our little introduction, our little intro, we're in party mood tonight because America, yes, Las Águilas del América have secured the 13th title, something we had no idea whether or not the boys were going to get it. But they did. And boy, let's just celebrate. Let's all have a party tonight. We're going to break down the season. We're going to talk Lady Águilas because this song goes dedicated to them as well. We're going to talk the game against Cruz Azul and how the gentlemen came out on top. And then, of course, we're going to break everything down from 2018, a year that was magical for not only America, but for the Eagle Eye Podcast as well. But as I run out of breath here, let me introduce, as always, my co-host, Mr. Christian Rosendo, and everyone's favorite, Cowboy Dan. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Gentlemen, welcome.
Dude, I am still in party mode and celebration mode. I still can't believe we pulled it off on Saturday and Sunday. It's surreal to me, and I'm so happy we did it.
Yeah, very surreal, like you said too. You know, just sweeping all across and everything we can get as an institution. So it goes to show that this institution is going in the right direction.
Institution that we questioned a lot.
Yeah, that's very true though.
But for right reasons. But like we said, it was all about them proving us wrong. And boy, did they prove us wrong.
They proved us all wrong.
Thankfully. Now, I'm winded after that. I did not expect that I was gonna be that tired after that. I went like a whole solo there. You gentlemen were you expecting it?
Did America just score in the background?
Oh yeah, America just scored in the background, like I mentioned. In FIFA, I just have a random FIFA game with America playing in the background, and America has just scored. Just goes to show you that America is just overall dominating, whether it's in real life or in EA Sports FIFA. They're making it happen. But gentlemen, as always, happy to be with you guys tonight. We're going to be closing out 2018. We're going to be reviewing everything that happened in those two finals, ladies and the guys as well. And then we'll talk about the year. We'll talk about a little bit of rumors that have been going around in the America Cuapa camp. And then, of course, trivia. We will have a trivia winner tonight, ladies and gentlemen. One of you lucky trivia people will be taking home a very, very sweet prize. But before we get any further than that, anything you guys want to add on before we get started?
No, man, I'm just excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
All right, you guys don't sound excited. Come on.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
It's just you've taken all the words out of our mouths, you know?
For real,
you basically said everything.
You opened up and like you catch us unexpected with that song and everything, and then like you're just here like out of breath.
That song's been playing in my head all day long.
I've had a different chant in my head all day long, but I don't know. I don't think
that's the hymno right there. You gotta sport the hymno.
Of course, but I had a different chant.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to break it down like this. We're going to talk ladies first. Then we're going to talk trivia. After that, we'll talk about the final and the Glory 13th title. Then after that, we'll talk about news and rumors surrounding the club and the players. And then, of course, we'll close out 2018 with a review of everything that America did in this year and this season. And, of course, we'll give our kind of end of review as well for the podcast. So, gentlemen, without further ado, let's talk our Lady Águilas, hashtag Lady Águilas, a game that we suspected was going to be tough, was going to be battled out. And boy, was that the case in Estadio Universitario. No, not Estadio Universitario, Estadio Volcán in Tigres. The first leg was 2-2, and we touched upon this whenever we did kind of our emergency podcast after Thursday's show. After Thursday's game, we talked about the ladies having a very good opportunity that slipped out of their hands, and it was because of their own doing, their own downfall. And to see them come out and win the title against Tigres at home, I think that just makes it a little bit extra special.
Yeah, it was definitely too, especially kind of like how you said whenever we talked about that first leg a little bit, going up 2-0 against this really, really strong Tigres side that we didn't get to catch though in that first leg due to us working and at school and stuff. But uh, real special being able to still battle and go and take this into penalties, which is really, really tough, but it really means a lot more.
And I know this is a little bit special more for you, Dylan, because of course you, out of the both of us, out of the three of us, excuse me, you follow the ladies a little bit more closer. So I'm pretty sure if it was a little bit more of a joy than anyone else.
Yeah. It really was. It really was. I think I have to thank that to the soccer team too that I go to school at, the Bells. I always talk to you about the Bells too, and I think it has to do with that too. Just me getting into women's soccer now, and now I gotta give thanks to the Bells, and then me falling in love with the ladies too and their team, and it was just a lot. It really was, and going down to the wire, which was really, really, really scary, especially with the way the team is playing, and we talked about it too outside of the podcast.
And you know what? The most scary part about it was that you had this very tough Tigres side ahead of you. A Tigres that everyone just automatically crowned them as champions.
Yeah, they were favorites.
Extreme favorites. And for you to go walk into their own house. Now, granted, it was not it was not a pretty game. I was frustrated about 75% of the whole time. And the only 25% I wasn't frustrated is because it was halftime. Um, it 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 was a game where it was very choppy. It was very rigid. It was very rough from our ladies. Uh, but we did cement ourselves pretty decent in the back. There was a couple of challenges here and there that I thought were kind of foolish. And then of course I felt that we didn't really want to create much with the ball. We just kept hoofing it up. We just kept getting that ball as far away as possible. Around the 60th minute, I don't think that was the way to go. But granted, the ladies stuck it out and they conceded a goal, but at the end of the day, it was they merited the success that they got.
It was a penalty,
Yeah.
right? Tigres scored on a penalty, right?
Yeah, it was a penalty.
Exactly. Just getting that we touched that on the first, like that. Tigres only scored because of America mistakes, and here again in the second leg, they scored again because of an America mistake. So I guess it goes to show you that America's defense, it's actually pretty strong when they're not committing mistakes.
Yeah, and it was their own downfall that happened with them at the Azteca. It looked like it was about to be their own downfall in the Volcan.
Yeah.
But of course, the ladies rode it out, and I think you have to realize that they were in immense pressure from the fans. I mean, they were definitely not at home, getting booed at every turn. You just felt the pressure, especially when the penalties came up. You just felt that the whole stadium was against you. And for them to still be calm, cool, and collected, Dylan's perfect 3 C's phrases. I think the ladies heard you in that one, and they came out on top.
Yeah, most definitely too. But I think the most frustrating part for me was whenever we were talking, like it was about halftime when we were talking the most, is you just seen Cuevas, up top all by herself, and they hit that long ball to her, and they expect her to create something. I've lost count how many times she went to the corner flag because she couldn't do anything because she had like 3-4 players around her at one time. And that was the most frustrating part for me. It's just seeing that. I mean, no doubt, she's a great player, but when it turns into 3-4 players on you, it's just so hard to do, and you can't do much with it.
Oh yeah, it's true, but I guess it shows how intelligent of a player she is as well to be able to see that because me and my dad were joking around. She's able to take on it and kind of muscle her way through a defense, while Roger would have probably tried to take one player on and then fell on his face.
Yeah.
That's so true.
We should make the switch.
No, yeah, definitely. No, I think the ladies would much rather keep Lucero than to get Roger.
True.
I think they take their chances.
Yeah.
But overall, a great performance by everyone. They really showed heart. They really showed passion when it mattered the most. There was at times where I felt like their heads were starting to fall. But I think as a unit, as a whole, as a team, it really showed how strong they were.
Mm-hmm. They showed their true character.
Yeah, especially Diaz in that back line too.
Oh yeah, they were phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Santiago, of course, the captain.
had a huge night in the penalty shootouts. I think she
Yeah,
just
yeah. I wanted.
completely go
Yeah,
Dylan, go.
I was talking, man. It's just the way to turn this season around. Just this season in particular, if I remember correctly, But you think back to the women's team failing to qualify for the World Cup. She starts off the season injured, which we see JD get those minutes in the beginning, and then able to come back as soon as JD goes to the U17 World Cup. And I think she's having some mistakes here and there, and having some trouble, but just to be able to bounce back from all of this and lead your team to the championship and save 2 penalties in the shootout, it really says a lot from her character and just about her overall as a player.
Definitely, and she definitely merits to have that captain armband. I think she really gets the ladies, going. She really brings them together. And the great thing about it is America has phenomenal goalkeepers. I mean, you have, like we said, Cecilia Santiago, who obviously the older one, the one that's at this point seems to be the one that has the most experience, the one that's probably at her peak. But then you have someone like JD, who we root for here at the Eagle Eye Podcast a lot, and we highly rate her. She did a phenomenal job at the World Cup. And then, of course, unfortunately, she has to come and sit the bench. But they interviewed her, and she was just as happy as she could be, knowing that she did her part during the season. And in the end of the day, it was Cecilia's turn to kind of handle it, behind the sticks, and she was more than okay with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just shows like at such a young age, she understands what it means to be part of a team, and how to divide responsibility, and she's taking it well, and that's why I think we praise her so highly.
No, yeah, definitely. Well, ladies, if you are listening, and which we hope you are, hopefully you guys do listen to us, because I think we're your number one fans here in the United States. I would reckon to say that. Congratulations. You are now in the history books. First title, every single one of you guys who put your heart and soul into that field and came out champions. You guys deserved it.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to say something?
Yeah, very much deserved. I mean, like, just kind of what we said overall too. Talking about this game and the players, how they kept their composure, really throughout the full 90 minutes. I mean, because if you go look at the game, to me, it was a pretty solid defensive stance against this tough Tigres team. Yeah, at times you did see some mistakes and it was really sloppy, but at the same time, you got to give credit where credit is due, and just to hold them to that one penalty. I mean, let's face it, if they wouldn't have given up that penalty, they probably could have won it just like that, 1-0 in that second leg. Yeah,
they definitely could have.
Yeah, and kind of like Christian said, especially in the first leg, you have 2 mistakes in the defense, that cost you the game, which resulted in a tie, and then you have a tie again in the second leg. So really, right there, the credit's due where it's due. The women's team really had a great stance against this Tigres team.
Definitely. And then the women's were only the second champions of that night. Beforehand, the babies played in that same stadium and walked away with a victory against Tigres as well, funny enough. And then, of course, the ladies winning it, meaning that at that night, Saturday night, Santiago Baños had collected 2 winning medals at that point, was almost going to complete that third if the men's were able to do what they did on Sunday, which they did. So he got his treble in that sense. We'll talk about that a little bit more when we get to that game. But overall, the ladies, I mean, wonderful performance, and I think it felt so special because this was a journey that we've kind of been with them since the beginning. Of course, like we've always said, we've loved to be able to give them more time on the show, give them a little bit more airtime. It's just been so difficult for us because the only thing we can go off of is word to mouth or highlight videos.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the frustrating thing, because this is a game and this is a league that you see progressing. This is a league that is growing, and for America to have a title already, within 2 years of this league being assembled,
Mm-hmm.
it says a lot. And it's not like they just barely made it into this kind of playoff situation. They've been close very, very much since the beginning.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think it's even more sweet to know that you followed this team from the ground up, from when it first got established up to the point now to where now they're champions. I mean, it's phenomenal. It's amazing. It filled my heart with joy because you saw what it meant to the ladies, and it meant, I think, just as much as it meant to them, to us. And when I mean us, I don't just mean us specifically, but to the fan base, to everyone who uses the hashtag Lady Aguilas, to everyone who talks about, the ladies in English and in Spanish as well, because obviously they have a huge fan base.
Yeah. I just hope too now that Univision realizes, like if it got good ratings, which I don't know anything about that since they broadcasted it, that they can strike something to where they can show more games here in the States, because that'd be really beneficial to everybody that supports the league and stuff, and it'd be better for them too as well going forward.
Definitely.
Oh no, yeah, definitely. So Univision, we know you listen. Get those ladies a contract. Get them an extension. Now, ladies, again, from the bottom of our hearts, congratulations. Enjoy this title. And like always, the season starts very soon, I would imagine, for you ladies. Dylan, do we know when they start again?
No, I haven't seen nothing yet. I've been trying to keep my eye on that, but I haven't found nothing yet.
Alrighty. Well, I would imagine that it's going to come anytime soon. So, ladies, time to get back to work very soon. But enjoy for the meantime. Enjoy the holidays and enjoy that beautiful medal that you so well deserved. And again, congratulations, America Femenil, on your first of what we will most likely see many, many more stars to come. Woo. Gentlemen, anything else you guys want to say?
No.
I think you've taken all the words out of my mouth.
Like always.
Well, if I don't, then that means I'm not doing my job right. Correct.
True.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you do show your support for the ladies. I always tweeting at the America Femenil. Always use the hashtag Lady Aguilas. We want them to know that we support them. And I promise you, this coming up next year, 2019, I will promise you they will know that the world is behind them by using the hashtag Lady Aguilas. So without further ado, that wraps up the season for the ladies, and we'll look forward to what 2019 has in store for them. But as always, congratulations, ladies. Congratulations on making history. Now, gentlemen, time to move on to the next segment of tonight's pod. We're going to keep it rolling. We're going to keep it going. It's all about celebration. That is the theme of tonight. We are going to be celebrating. We're in party mood. And in order to do that, we need to have another reason to celebrate, not just the 13th title, not just America's Femenil's first title, but now it's time to celebrate someone from the podcast. Yes, someone who has listened to, someone who has been on these live chats, who has been interacting with us, who has been following us on Twitter. It's time to announce today's winner of trivia. But without further ado, Christian, I give this time to you to hand it over and give these people the rundown of what is about to happen.
Okay. Thank you, Ivan, my wonderful host. So, like Ivan has mentioned, this is it. This is the final trivia question of the season. I just wanted to say, I think I speak for all three of us that we are beyond grateful and thankful for every single one of you guys who has participated in this trivia. I don't know how many times we've said it, that this was literally just a trial run. We didn't know how good or how bad this was going to be, but, we just wanted to try it at least, and, try to give back to you guys for supporting us week in and week out. So thank you so much. And, I wish, I'm pretty sure Ivan and Dylan can agree with me. I wish we can give something to everybody, but this is a small thing for someone, and don't worry, because we will be doing this every season from now on. Thanks to you guys for giving us this positive feedback. Having said that, there is, I think, three people that are in the running to win the prize. It all depends if they show up and answer this question. So here we go. This is it. The final trivia question of the season is: name the 3 finals America has defeated Jesus Corona. Just give me the 3 finals. You have to give me the tournament and then the year, and then that is the last trivia question.
So the last trivia is the last 3 titles. The last 3 titles that America has beat Jesus Corona in goal. Well, Dylan, I think me and you both know that the first one was in 1942, back when Corona was barely starting. I think that was what? That was about a 3-4 game.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there.
You're right. Yeah, I remember now. We had somebody scored that worldie from about midfield.
Yep, for about 2 yards out.
Just like soar versus yeah.
Because remember the pitch was very, very smaller back then. It was about 3 feet long.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I remember now.
Oh man,
This is why our names are not on there, because I think it's just embarrassing for the podcast if people knew how badly our scores.
Mm-hmm. No, but guys,
I think
you guys can both agree with me that this was a great success for the season.
No, this is a phenomenal success. I mean, huge. And we've been talking about it, off the air as well. That this was something that we definitely had no real idea of how it was going to go, whether it was even going to work, whether people were even going to be interested, whether people were even going to be interacting. And it says a lot that people have come out and shown their support, that they've listened to the podcast, and they've come out for the trivia questions.
Mm-hmm.
Every trivia question that was put on Twitter, they did their best.
Right.
I mean, phenomenal. Christian, how much time do they have? By the way, I don't think we mentioned how much time do they got to answer this.
You guys have till, I'm guessing, till the end of the podcast. I guess we'll announce it at the very end, unless you want.
Sounds perfect. So you have until 7 p.m. my time, 9 p.m. Central Time, and 10 p.m. Eastern Time.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right. The podcast may roll on a little bit further than that because we have so much more to talk about still.
Right.
But you guys have until then to get your answers in. And good luck to everyone. Good luck. And like Christian mentioned, from the bottom of our hearts, we wish we could give something to everyone. And it pains us to not be able to do so, but to everyone, thank you so much, because without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do something like this. And the more support that we've gotten, the more love, the more growth that we've had because of you guys. The more that we can give back to you guys. At the end of the day, I think we want to get to the point where we can give back to everyone. Literally to everyone would be ideal. And as crazy as it sounds, I think at the end of the day, this is more for you guys than it is for us.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Exactly.
Dylan, anything else you want to say about trivia?
No, I don't got nothing else. It's just been a real success.
Definitely. I feel like, though, the questions need to be a little bit easier next season. I feel like me and Dylan just had a really tough time. Google was no help.
Listen, man, I tried my best to make it fair for everybody. I guess you guys need to brush up on some YouTube videos or something. I don't know.
We probably. Yeah. It just looks bad on us, Dylan. It looks bad on us. We gotta. You know what? I think we need like an America 101 class.
I think it looks more bad for you because you're the host.
Oh no! Wait, now you're putting me on the spot like that. So yeah, it probably does. All right. Well, while you guys get your answers in, we're gonna dive on into the next segment of the podcast, the biggest segment of the podcast as well, gentlemen. It's time to describe what was Sunday's matchup. Oh my God, my voice was still recuperating on Monday from yelling at the top of my lungs. Of course, America played Cruz Azul in the second leg of the Liga MX Apertura 2018 final. Boy, what a final that was. What a game that was. A lot of people, and I've heard a lot of people have complained about this final, that it was very boring, that it was very dull. I don't know about you guys, but my hands were sweaty the whole time. I could not breathe for like about 25% of the whole match. I felt tense. I was worried. I was nervous. I was excited. And for me personally, looking at it from a perspective of an Americanista, of course, but for me looking at it, I think the game was actually a very good game.
The second leg was definitely better than the first leg. Because I'm with you on that. I was nervous from the time the ref blew the whistle till the time the ref ended the game. I was sweaty. I was nervous. I was excited. But on the other hand, I could see why the casual would think it would be a boring game. But it's only because the way Cruz Azul played that final. And we'll get into that. But But like you said, though, I didn't think it was that much of a boring game. I thought it was actually a pretty good game, actually.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty decent game. I think Chicken Biscuit puts it perfectly in the sense that the final was tense, but it wasn't exciting for at least a neutral perspective, right?
Yes.
Of course, if you're a Cruz Azul fan, then you were very, on the edge of your seat. If you're a America fan, of course, as well, very on the edge of your seat. And I mean, literally on the edge. I don't think I have any more couch left to be on the edge of. But
Right on the floor.
it was a game that we're gonna break down. Of, like you said, it was a tale of two different legs that America had. In the first leg, we saw an America that just wasn't producing, just looked out of ideas, had no idea how to break down Cruz Azul, was kind of conservative in the way that they moved forward. And then in the second leg, you saw an America that was determined to find a way through Cruz Azul's barriers, regardless of what they cost them. We saw them be more direct. We saw them be more forward. We saw a little bit more out of our wingers. And funny enough, we were missing two very important players. Yet I think the crucial aspect of this, why the game opened up so much, and why the game was defined in such a good way, it was because of one man and one man alone, Mr. Edson Alvarez.
Woo!
Who would have thought Edson Alvarez would give us the title? Who would have thought? Nobody. I can't answer that.
Nobody. But guess what? That man, that beautiful man, has given us 13 titles. Beautiful. Oh, and I tweeted this out on the account. I said he was robbed of the opportunity to be the hero back in 2016, and now has been given everything, everything that they had, that the soccer gods took away from him. They repaid him in full.
Yeah.
I mean, phenomenal.
It was honestly, oh man, I just couldn't believe it when that ball hit the net when he shot it.
It was sensational. Dude, sensational.
Oh man.
And we're going to talk about it. We're going to get there. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves because, like always, let's talk. Let's break it down. Let's talk first leg real quickly, and then we'll jump into what everything was on Sunday. Like we mentioned, first leg was very, very rigid in the way that America played. Of course, Cruz Azul planted themselves perfectly in the way that they were trying to get the draw out. I think it's more than fair that we could say Cruz Azul could have even won that game because of some of their counterattacks. And you know what? We thought, you know what, this was great. This is perfect what Cruz Azul did on their behalf. But I think that's maybe that was their downfall for the second half, because they saw that it worked perfectly and they thought, well, we were just a bit unlucky that it hit the post and we could have easily have won that game. They thought if we cement ourselves the same way in the second leg, we get America on the counterattack. But this time we have two people that can finish in front of goal. We can walk away with the victory. And I felt like that was Caixinha's plan from the get-go in the second leg. But in the first leg, it was, let's defend, let's put our barriers up, let's make sure they don't get anything going forward, and then we'll try to get them on the break if possible. And they did so. They did so very well. America had no answers for that. America looked a little bit flustered, out of ideas for the full 90 minutes. It was frustration after frustration because you felt that this team could deliver more, especially with the players that were on the pitch. Definitely could have gave us more, but they didn't. And it felt that it was very frustrating because you would have thought if America could walk away with a good victory in the first leg, the second leg would have been so much smoother.
Definitely. And I think we said it in the emergency podcast on Thursday that I don't think we expected Cruz Azul to play that defensive as they did. It was, I guess it caught us off a little bit off guard in a sense, because we honestly thought that Cruz Azul was going to give us an actual, I guess, offensive fight, if that makes sense. We knew what they were capable of, and I think Piojo understood what they were capable of. So to see them planted defensively, I mean, it definitely threw us off guard, and I think that's a main reason why we struggled a bit to create chances.
No, yeah, I can agree to that. Dylan?
Yeah, in the first leg, it just wasn't there. Like, I don't know, you see one or two players that I think the only people who pointed out that really came out to play was Marchesín and Sanchez. But really, just it wasn't 11 players on the pitch to me. It really wasn't. I'm pretty sure we can all agree on that. It was just like one or two maybe. But you kind of see some sparks, but not really everything that you want. I think what really hurt us too is whenever we lost Mateus Uribe due to that injury. But then again, at the end of the day, it just wasn't there. It wasn't this the team that we knew it could be.
And you know what? The crazy thing is we talked about this as well. I can't remember what podcast, but we talked about America being two different teams this league. Yeah, a team that disappointed us in the first leg, but came back and reassured us in the second leg. And we thought, well, could this be the story for the final as well? And you thought, well, it can't be at this point. You're in the final. You need to give 100% for those two legs. But again, they demonstrated that they were the better team in the second leg.
Yeah, most definitely too. And I don't know. This isn't the Cruz Azul podcast, but it kind of surprised me is that Caixinha didn't even stop Piojo Alvarado in the second leg.
In the second leg, yeah.
Yeah, which surprised me because I thought throughout the season you see him and Elias link up a lot, and so that's just something that surprised me.
No, yeah, definitely. So let's talk about that second leg. Let's break down that game and see, and we'll walk everyone through it so we can relive again the glory that was the final. So, gentlemen, as always, who has the lineup for me? Because this was an important one. Because this was a lineup that we were hopeful, that Mateus Uribe and Roger could possibly fit back in because it looked like they were gonna be 100% healthy. But it turns out they weren't even on the bench.
It was definitely my games. From America, I almost 100% sure it was just my games.
Could be. Dylan, do you have the lineup?
Yeah, I got the lineup.
Alrighty, let the people know who were our glory starting 11 for this final.
It was Marchesín, Aguilar, Valdez, Aguilera, Sanchez, Ibarra, Edson, Guido, Lainez, Henry, and Oribe.
Alrighty. Now, we talked about Diego Lainez probably not even starting this game. That Piojo Herrera probably was going to go with a little bit more experience and would have probably favored Ibargüen. But what does it say for Diego Lainez to start? And not just that, but like Chris 45 mentions, 6 Mexicans in the lineup. That is over half of the team was Mexicans.
Yes. And we get criticized a lot for not using Mexicans a lot, and I mean, one more do you want to tell you? It's quality over quantity.
No, yeah, definitely. Although I will refer back to Dylan on this one. What was up with your boy Henry?
Man, I vouched for him. I don't. He just didn't shoot a couple of times.
Okay, a couple. And you want to go back the whole season and see how many times he could have shot?
Listen, and it sucks because I've seen on Twitter that us three get a lot of flack for criticizing Henry so much, but if you watch the final, that is the exact reason why we criticize this man so much. We know he has so much potential, but when it's time to show, when it's time to show the world what he is made of, when he gets the chance he's been asking for, he does not show up.
Yeah, like you mentioned, that was the most frustrating part. And he had some very good. He had a one-on-one situation. I don't know if the moment got too big to him. If he just felt
nervous after that one.
I mean, Piojo was ready to eat him alive.
He was livid.
But what does it say? What does it say that when it came down to substitution time, Henry stayed, but Oribe came off?
I don't know. I don't know what you want from me, Ivan. I defend this man, and I think I will still stand by him no matter what. I feel like a girl that just got cheated on. Like, I'm gonna stand by my man still.
Well, the love is real for Henry Martin, and I will say this though: he has every quality that you could look for in a Mexican striker. I feel like he just needs to step up into the moment, into the spotlight. And after that, just go for it. Just, at that point, it would have been a lot better for him to shoot and miss than for him to lose the ball and then Cruz will have the chance to counter us. Right? And that's a whole different story.
Yeah, that really is. I don't know. Like it was just right there for him. Like it was like he said. I guess the moment just got to him and he just couldn't pull the trigger.
I feel like Henry needs a stern talking from Cowboy Dan.
Yeah.
He needs. Yeah, he does.
You know, what if you could give us a preview of that? What would Cowboy Dan, in his Cowboy Dan way, tell Henry?
In a way, I just take Henry and just put him in like this dirt, like not necessarily dirt field, but like this dirt area, and just have him sit there with like this spotlight coming on him, and like it's just him, and you can see the dirt around him, and then all of a sudden, the bull's just gonna come out and just like charge it. And then whenever he escapes, the bull's gonna go back to the pin. And then whenever he gets to where he is at, he's gonna find there's another bull. But now it's his turn to get on it and ride the bull. And I was like, Henry, you gotta ride the bull every game. No ifs, ands, or buts. You need to shoot the ball when you get the chance. You need to know what to do with it. And then whenever he thinks I understand it, and I'm gonna mess with him, he's gonna think, oh, he's not gonna make me ride it. And when he's on it and he's holding on, I'm just gonna pull the gate and just let him go. Just ride the bull.
Look at that. That is the perfect way. Piojo, if you need someone to go and just give your team a stern talking to in the most Texas way possible, get Cowboy Dan on the job. Gentlemen, I mean, who could argue with that method?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Anybody does, they lost their minds.
I feel like Henry would be 10 times the player now if he went through that.
Yeah. We got to make it happen then.
We got to make it happen. But of course, we'll go back to the game. We've gone on this real wild tangent on Henry and Bulls and spotlights, but it was a game in which I felt every player, when needed to, stepped up to the moment. I think we had a phenomenal game from our fullbacks, both Paul and Georgie. A phenomenal game from midfield. I mean, what's to say more about Guido Rodriguez, but hands down the best player of the Liga MX season for a lot of reasons.
Yeah,
and of course, Edson slotting into that center defensive mid role.
Tremendous game.
And I think he took over Mateus Uribe's role so much better than a lot of people would have expected. He has a way to kind of push forward when he has the ball. He looks very confident. He doesn't shy away from trying to take.
He picks his perfect times to push up.
Yes, and he's smart about it. And
he's very smart, yeah.
And you wouldn't think so, but he can take on one or two players.
Yeah, there was a couple moments where you see him getting a little bit of trouble. Okay, one or two players, then he gets himself out of the situation beautifully, and it kind of raises your eyebrows, like, okay, wow, so this man knows how to push up and very smart, and that's a good quality to have in such a young player like Edson Alvarez.
So what you say, we're gonna try him at the 10 spot now?
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, at this point, we'd probably try Henry Martin in goal and put Marche up top.
Why not?
But again, I think Renato Ibarra finally had a better game.
He had a decent game.
But you know what though? If you paid close attention, Cruz Azul man marked him with two players. Again, it was Aldrete, and Aldrete played a phenomenal game against Renato Ibarra for both legs. I mean, was stuck to him literally like chicle,
You said chicle. Ever see the Vine where the little girl spits her gum out?
Oh, my chicle.
No, I haven't. You guys have to send me that.
Oh, dude, it's so funny. Chad, I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm talking about. No, that Vine is so funny. Anyways, I'm pretty sure that was his assignment though, to stick on Renato Ibarra, because I think Casino respects Renato Ibarra and the potential and the dangerous player that he is.
But even with that, so Renato Ibarra on the ball was still effective, still good, and I can't stress this enough. The man has a magnet on his foot to that ball. Whenever he got pressed by two Cruz Azul players into a very tight space by the end line, he just danced around them until someone checked in. And then, of course, if he couldn't, he tried to win the corner. I think it was a very good game by Renato Ibarra. A very good game by Diego Lainez. Maybe could have done more in the second half, but again, I don't think that was his fault. Again, it was more of, we always played towards Renato Ibarra's side. But overall, I think, Diego Lainez had a very good game. And then I think our strikers with Oribe Peralta and Henry Martin were good enough for the night. I wouldn't say the best night, but they were good enough for that night.
Yeah. Exactly.
Just say it was the best. Just say it.
Who?
No, you. Yeah, just say it was the best. Just overall, it was the best because we won. Just say it.
No, it was honestly probably the best perfect game America has had all season long. When you think about the opponent that you had in front of you and the style of play that they had and the tactics that they were using against you, for America to come out and play the way they did, I was very impressed.
Especially in the second half.
Definitely,
The second
definitely,
half was way
and
better.
especially after being in a situation where you were heavily criticized on Thursday, to come out and play your game, it was phenomenal. And look, a lot of people don't want to say this, and a lot of people throughout the season have not said this, but hats off goes to Piojo Herrera for getting this one right.
Yeah.
In the regard
Given the
of
situation.
And yeah, in the regard of telling the team what to do in this or how to come out in the second half, I'll give him 100% props to Miguel Herrera. We'll get into this a little bit more later, but the substitutes for me were all wrong. I would have played that so much differently, but for the moment though, I mean, it worked out. Thankfully, it worked out. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I after every substitution, I tweeted that I hope he proved me wrong, and I guess to some extent because we won, he kind of did. But I don't know. It was weird, the substitutes. I don't know if you guys have any opinions on that one. But like I said, though, for the way he commanded America to go out in that second half, I give him all the props in the world.
I think he did his best possibility. He threw on the best people he thought was right.
Yeah, well, that's in every game, though.
Yeah, but I felt like this one he was more confident than ever that, yes, if I'm putting you out there, it's because I know you can do the test that I'm asking you to do.
Fair enough.
And it worked out. It definitely worked out in that second goal.
At the end, yeah. Okay, yeah, and second goal, yeah.
So first half ends, it's 0-0. How you boys feeling? I mean, I'm very nervous at this point. It's halftime.
Yeah.
It's my turn to tweet. I'm nervous. I'm sweaty. Everyone at the house is eating. I don't know how they can eat. I was like, at this point, like,
yeah, me neither.
Excuse me, what's going on?
Dude,
I was just nervous. You even saw in my halftime thoughts. I tweeted out saying that I felt that America was doing good. I felt like America was pressing. They just needed to continue to keep forcing their creativity and their attacking ability on Cruz Azul. I felt yes, Cruz Azul planted themselves to probably get another draw. I honestly couldn't see how they were gonna attack us, and everyone thought, oh, they have two strikers. They're gonna go. They're gonna look. They're gonna push for the game.
Yeah.
Never in the first half was I extremely worried that they were going to score.
Yeah, they didn't have a shot off first half.
And now you think about it, did Marchesini even have to do much?
Marchesini had no saves in this game.
No saves, yeah. How are you gonna have work to do when you have no shots taken at you?
It shows you the way Cruz Azul was playing. I think Piojo was very smart in this regard and realized that okay, Cruz Azul is playing not to lose. Let's take advantage of that and attack them and bring the game to them, and that's what we did. And I think that was a turning point in this final.
No, yeah, it definitely was. And I mean, second half rolls around, and you see America continue to do what we always ask for them to do: is go find the game, push, get yourself on the ball, and don't let the opposition get comfortable.
Exactly.
And America did that. America went out and America pressured and pressed. And because of a mistake that Chuy Corona makes, trying to play that ball down the middle to Marcone, and then Ore Peralta perfectly seeing the opportunity to press the ball. Edson Alvarez comes up, and on his weak foot, EA Sports, if you are listening, give this man 5-star weak foot and a team of the year and team of the season and team of the week foot card. Edson Alvarez takes it on his left foot outside the 18-yard box, slots it home into the corner, nestles it away, and America's winning 1-0 at that point.
Oh, dude, I jumped out of the couch and yelled my lungs out. Dude, I couldn't even believe it for a second, too, because I had to wait like probably a good 1 or 2 seconds and realize that the ball was actually in before I started yelling.
Yeah.
Because at first glance, I thought it went to you know how sometimes it goes to the side of the net and they kind of like like
Yeah.
almost imitates that it goes in. Yeah, that's what I thought happened until I saw like the ball hit off the back, like the backside of the net, and like kind of started coming out of the goal. Oh, dude, that's when I started jumping and yelling my lungs out and everything. I probably almost had the cops called on me. Oh, dude, it was a great moment.
Yeah, at the Pineda household, it was just in a roar of loud. Yes, we had a couple of Cruz Azul fans there. Dylan, you made fun of my Snapchat because because we had a couple of Cruz Azul fans at the house watching the game with us. It obviously did not go well for them. But of course, when the goal goes through, I mean, I just yell. Everyone's yelling. I can imagine everyone who's listening to us right now, and who follows America was in the exact same mood. Just a complete utter joy. And then you thought to yourself, perfect, we got it. Exactly what you needed. A goal to open up the game, to open up Cruz Azul, to force them to come at you. And what's the first thing you think when you score this goal? Once all that emotion flows through you and you sit back and you think, okay, what's America's next step? What can America not do?
Don't sit back.
Don't sit back.
I tweeted this out too. I don't know if you guys saw it, but I just don't sit back. Please do not sit back. And for actually a good 5 minutes, they did sit back though.
Yeah.
And they did.
But I think, I mean, I guess I can't get that mad at them because it was kind of like, I guess taking in the moment a little bit, and I guess they knew when to get out of it, but it got a little bit scary though for a couple times.
Because we were giving away some premature fouls.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Fouls, some free kicks that were kind of near the box. I don't think we should be giving away. Going a little bit past the net. I got a little bit scary for some plays that they had, but
yeah, those free kicks, especially, I was like, oh my gosh, like watch out for Aguilar.
Dude, there was like, one. There was one where the guy was all alone, but he headed it across the crossbar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know you want to talk. Oh, dude, that was, my heart almost dropped. I was like, no way, this is what you get for sitting back. But I think they handled it very well after the goal.
I think you said it perfectly in the sense that it took them into the moment. I mean, you're in the Azteca, it's packed, it's loud, you got a goal, and you're just completely filled with this joy and everything that you could feel at that moment. Of course, your natural is, okay, let's sit back a little bit, let's defend this, and I think Piojo got it through them. Okay, get back in it. This game is far from over.
Definitely.
Yeah, and then
far from over it was.
And then we see our first substitution, and when we saw Cecilio come in for Renato.
Now that was questionable. I thought when Cecilio Dominguez was coming in, I honestly thought Henry Martin was going to come off. Because at that point, Henry had already missed the opportunity. That was when Piojo was extremely livid.
He was livid. Dude, you guys saw like the video, like the little gif of him just like yelling at him. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was really bad. Henry could have done so many other things with that ball. Honestly, it was terrible. But yeah, after that, me and my dad were like, people didn't take him out, right? And we're like, yeah, of course he has to take him out now. The moment's just too big for him. And so yeah, I think I was on the same boat with you because I thought Henry was going to be the one being taken out.
Yeah, and he wasn't, and it was Renato Ibarra, which I was a little bit confused. Why Ibarra? Again, I've always said he was probably and is still our best player going forward. But I at that point, what good would it done for me to question it? I was just like you, Christian, hopeful that this was the right substitution. Hopeful that Cecilio Dominguez, this whole season we've bashed on him. He's done probably nothing, close to nothing that we know he can do, and he comes out and you think, okay, just produce a little bit of magic. Just all I ask is a little bit of magic. Mm-hmm. And he did. He produced a little bit, something, just a little bit, just enough to get Etznaburis that second goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that right now. But you mentioned it was that goal that no, it wasn't that goal. Excuse me. It was Renato Ibarra who comes out for the first substitution. But then you still see America press, and then you see a couple of substitutions on Cruz Azul's end to be a little bit more offensive.
Yeah, exactly.
At halftime, you saw Piojo Alvarado come in, and you thought, oh boy, they're actually gonna go and fight for the game now.
That's what made me nervous.
He was running a train over us. He took on 5 of our guys, got all past all 3 of them, and I think it was a Mendez on Cruz Azul's side that messed it all up at the final touch.
Was that after or before we scored the first
That
one?
was
That
after. No,
that
that
was
was
after we
before.
scored.
No, wait, was
Oh,
That was after we scored.
it was after we scored, right? Yeah, it was. Yes, you're right. It was that. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, Dylan, it really baffles me how Caixinha didn't even start this young man. I've always had high hopes for him, and when he was announced on Cruz Azul, I got a little bit upset because I kind of wanted him to go to America because I knew the potential that he had. But yeah, like you said, it was baffling how he didn't start, and you can see how much of a game changer he could have been, and probably could have maybe turned the game around for Cruz Azul for them if he had started.
Yeah. Luckily enough, he didn't. Right.
Yeah, and it was a good on us that we knew how to contain him, and his dangerous abilities that he had.
Yeah, I think America's defense actually played a really good game this game. Bruno Valdez, again, cementing himself as to why he's probably our most important player in that back line.
Yeah.
And also our leading goal scorer for the season. So congratulations to him. Probably will get a new position by the next season. Probably be that striker we were hoping for.
And going back on the topic, if you say, we make our changes, the game goes on. You see Kurosu make some subs that they become more offensive, and it makes you wonder, like, why isn't there not Ibarra on the pitch right now? They have 3 defenders. This is the perfect moment for send Ibarra down that wing and expose everybody expose Cruz Azul's defense. Sorry.
And you thought, yes, but Cecilio Dominguez was on at that point. He was much fresher than Renato Ibarra. Cecilio Dominguez, we know, has pace to him. He just, for some reason, sometimes forgets the ball. But you thought, okay, all he needs is a good sprint down the line, because at points, Cruz Azul was defending with 2 players.
That's what I'm saying. And imagine you had another Ibarra up there.
It would have been a different story, of course. I feel like it would have been a different story. But overall, America keeps pushing. Again, Henry probably misses another one at this point. A very good opportunity. But I think the great part about even America was that they did not let up even after missing chance after chance after chance.
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, of course.
Correct.
They just kept going, man. They kept going and going, and I think that's something that me and you, Ivan, have preached all season long. You get the goal, and you have to keep wanting more. Don't let your foot off the gas pedal. And we had a couple chances too. Corona saved Cruz Azul at least from 1 or 2 goals, especially that Renato Ibarra shot.
Yeah. That was probably his best save of the match.
So yeah, it was good to see that we didn't let off the gas pedal, and what a game to do it.
And it showed its virtues as to when the 89th minute came and we were still pushing for that second goal. Get Cruz Azul on the counter. Cecilio Dominguez runs down the line, has kind of a one-on-one opportunity, drifts out a little bit wide, takes a very odd shot.
I thought he was going to go for a post.
And honestly, I thought Corona probably could have caught it. I don't know. That's just me. I mean, what do I know, right? All I do is talk and sit behind a computer. But Corona blocks it and falls perfectly into Edson Alvarez, who smartly is a very smart finish by the young man, by the way.
Didn't it start with him?
Away. Huh?
Didn't it start with him in the midfield?
So Marchesín, was it Marchesín? I don't know who. Someone. I think Marchesín. It is a goal kick. Marchesín plays the goal kick. Edson Alvarez smartly gets in front of Henry and knocks the ball over. And it's Cecilio Dominguez who gets the flick on, runs down the byline. Edson Alvarez chases afterwards, sees the opportunity. Edson Alvarez is the only player to sprint his butt down the line.
That's what I'm saying. Not even Henry. It was Edson Alvarez who did it.
Which is a good thing too, because I feel like Henry would have missed that one.
And it was a smart finish too.
It was a smart finish because he could have just swung at it and it would have missed, but he was so smart, very collective to know that Corona's body movement was going to send him to the right. So he finished on his right, knowing that Corona's body movement was going to take him the other direction. Yeah. Just tucked it away. All he had to do was a simple tap. Corona had no way to react to that because his movement was already going the opposite direction. And it just shows how smart of a player Edson Alvarez is. And then after that, I mean, I jumped up, I hugged my cousin and everyone around, and you just felt that the title was yours after that.
Oh, dude, it was a great moment. Dude, I'm speechless, man. That goal went in, dude. Me and my dad started hugging, started yelling and everything.
It was
Dude,
perfect. It
was
was the
perfect.
moment that brought families together.
Yeah, man.
Y'all have so many people to celebrate with. I was literally sitting in this exact same room that I'm sitting right now, just yelling to myself. And then I
Dylan, we
sat
need to
back down.
fly you out. Whenever America plays the final, we're gonna fly you out either to
Yeah,
Christian's
fly
house
you
or my house.
Yeah, man.
There's no way you're watching that alone ever again.
Or me and Ivan will go to you in May when we're in the final again.
That is, yeah, I would definitely go. I would definitely go. I mean, it was just a hug fest all around. And then, of course, the poor Cruz Azul fans that were at my house. Well, I mean, all I could say at that point was R.I.P., right?
Yeah, man. My coworker, he's a Cruz Azul fan. I saw him today for the first time since the final, and he just had no words. Honestly, wait, can we talk about this for a second? Not to give any sympathy or anything, but that's 21 years. 21 years without winning a title.
That sounds like a Cruz Azul problem, not ours.
Yeah, honestly, but it's just crazy to me how they're so close, yet they're always so far from it.
And you know what? Someone put in the chat, and let me go back. I really want to name them, but keep going.
No, yeah. And then I was watching the news afterwards. I think it was on Fox Deportes, and La Última Palabra. And I think I forgot where it was, but some Cruz Azul people, I guess, have set up this like Christmas celebration all in Cruz Azul colors. And then the camera guy was there. And there was no one there. There was 2 police cars, and then there was like 4 fans there with the Cruz Azul flag, and it was all empty.
Oh.
And there was a lot of like people like that were there to sell things because they thought Cruz Azul was going to be champion, and then they're all just like, "What do we do now?"
Damn,
Yeah,
we put our kids' tuition and all these.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what's the old saying? Don't celebrate too early.
That's what I'm saying. And then how before, I think Tom Marshall tweeted this out, how they had the t-shirts made already for both teams.
Yeah.
The champion t-shirts.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I don't know.
Yikes.
Yeah, I don't
know what to say about that, to be honest.
That's scary. That I as you gentlemen know, I was very superstitious for this final. I will break it down exactly how Ivan was super superstitious when it came to this final. But I want to say this. I want to mention Brandon De La Torre, who put on the chat earlier in the podcast. He said, "I can't believe I'm going to say this, but Cruz Azul didn't even Cruz Azulear." And is that fair to say? Because I think he's right.
I mean, you look at the team. You see kind of what they did all season, and all of a sudden, for them just to play the way that they play, the way Caixinha played it, try to play it safe. I mean, I guess kind of in a way, sort of.
Like the reason a lot of people won't say this is because they weren't winning. Imagine you're winning, you have in the bag, and then you slip it up. I feel like that would have been more. I think they probably let their fans down in a sense,
Of course they did,
because they were very too conservative.
Oh, they were so conservative. It was, yeah, man. Like you said, their fans were very disappointed. They were all excited over this Cruz Azul team, probably their best team since probably 2013. All filled with hope and everything. Number 1 in the league, doing relatively well in playoffs. They had everything going for them, and for Caixinha to tell them to play the way they did, it must get you angry or mad. Like, why are you playing like this in a final when the advantage is kind of sort of on your side, knowing that America's down 2 starters and there are more people in the stands cheering for us? Why would you play like this? It just doesn't make sense. And I understand the frustration of Cruz Azul fans, but yeah, I don't know what else to say. That was just poor game management by Caixinha.
Yeah, and that was on them, and they will continue to be
Yeah,
on
definitely on them. Yeah.
Yeah.
them. We planted ourselves the correct way. We did what we
Mhm.
had to do. Piojo instructed the players what they needed to do.
Yeah.
You know, Piojo maybe wanted this one a little bit more than Caixinha. I mean, Piojo was on
It definitely showed.
stands. I mean, in the stands. We was about to be in the stands if he kept.
Oh yeah.
But so phenomenal. I mean, phenomenal job from our boys. And then Edson scores, and you could see him run to the stadium and do the "I can't hear you" celebration because he knew that there was more Cruz Azul fans and we were away, but he knew that it was his moment to shine.
Mhm.
And I told you know what, bask in your glory, my friend. Do what you got to do. You just gave us freaking a 13th title in the history. You, my friend, you will always be remembered. Someone build that man a statue.
Dude, it was insane. Have you guys seen the videos of inside the stadium when Edson scored the second goal?
No, I haven't.
Oh, dude, I have to link you guys. Dude, it was amazing. It's something that only you can, I guess, really feel if you're in there in person. And I really hope one day all three of us get to witness that.
That would
to
be
live that.
phenomenal.
So,
Phenomenal.
Tom, I'm looking at you. I am very jealous at you, Tom. Mr. Tom Harrison. You lived all of our dreams, and yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just so happy you got to live that amazing moment.
No, yeah, definitely. Definitely. Well, Edson scores that goal. You're up 2-0. I tweet out, and that does it. Edson secures the title for us.
Ooh, don't do that.
Referee gives 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And I think to myself, wow.
I've seen this story
Didn't
before.
we do this
I've
5 years
seen
ago?
this story. Yeah, down 2-0.
I was like, no. Whatever you do, don't Cruz Azulear this up, America. I was literally I was like, because you know, you're ecstatic. You're thinking, yes, 89th, 90th minute, it's done, it's over. You've done this, you won this. And then, boom, flashback to 2013. We had just as much time left, and you thought to yourself, oh my God, if they score one goal, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
It's over. Like I said, my little heart couldn't take penalties. I barely was able to take the girls' penalties. I mean, could you imagine the men? I would have been.
Man. Those last 5 minutes were a little bit stressful. Yeah. Those last 5 minutes were definitely a little bit stressful.
I mean, and Cruz Azul went for it. They chucked them up. They tried, but luckily, like I said, our defense was on point that game. Edson dropped back to be kind of a fifth defender at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, our fullbacks throwing their bodies on the line. Phenomenal job by the defense that you thought, okay, 1 minute down, 4 minutes to go, 2 minutes down, 3 minutes to go. And then
that's all I kept saying too.
You were counting the seconds, and then boom.
The whistle blows.
You see everyone run out, and you just realize, and you scream and you celebrate and you say, yes, America is champions again for the 13th time. 13 times, ladies and gentlemen. 13 times. And you know what? All I could do at that point, was just start singing. It was all I could sing. Everyone together now. Oh, wait. Sorry. I got
you messed it up. Unbelievable. But yeah, man, it was an unbelievable moment. This is my my fourth final. My fourth time I got to see America lift the title, the league title. Yeah, it's my fourth time.
I mean, I was just so happy, so ecstatic. And you know what? Talk about how you guys felt. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Talk about your guys. How
Dylan,
you guys?
You can go. You can go with this. I want to hear your feelings, Dylan.
My feelings. Well, I'm trying to put this in a very good way because since I was celebrating by myself,
is this the first time you saw America lift the title?
No, this is my third time.
Your third time? Okay.
Yeah, I saw the Cruz Azul the first time, or not the first time, but the 2013.
Okay, yeah,
Then the 2015. I probably got my day wrong. 2016. No.
Yep.
Yeah, and then this one, obviously. It was kind of hard in a sense because it was my grandparents' anniversary and they wanted me to go out to eat with them. And so I was like, nah. I said, I'm staying to watch the game. And so I did, and they didn't get back to like almost the second half. I was like, I'm glad I didn't go. And so the first goal goes in, and I'm just in the living room by myself watching it, and like I see it going. Like I was like making sure it went in. I was like, did it go in? Because I got worried too, and then I saw it, and I just jumped up out of the couch. I was like, Edson, Edson.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes.
Oh, dude, it was a great moment. Yeah.
And then I come to this room to watch it because my grandparents wanted to watch TV.
Okay.
And then Edson scores that second one, and I was just going off again. I was like, yes, like just real excited and stuff. And then the final whistle blew, and I just clapped a little bit, just kind of looked around. I was like, well, there's nobody to celebrate with, so I'll just sit down. So
you were like, you guys did one of these. You were like,
you looked in the mirror and you thought, I'm gonna celebrate with Cowboy Dan.
Oh
yeah,
man,
exactly.
And there was no way to celebrate.
What the hell?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Memo Choa is here. Memo, how are you?
But with a celebratory gansito.
Gansito time. Wow. Where's my gansito?
It was the perfect boat. And this gansito, to all of you, Americanistas, to all Americanistas who support us and who supported America, who rode the wave with us this whole season, and who are here today, ladies and gentlemen, America's champions 13 times, and we did it. We all did it together. Salud, and let the gancitos reign true.
I don't have mine.
Yeah, I don't have mine either. See, we need to plan this out better next time. I would have bought a whole case. I would have
being spontaneous. You know what? The people on iTunes and SoundCloud have no idea what's going on.
That's true. For anyone on SoundTune, for anyone on SoundCloud and iTunes, Memo Choa stopped by to say hello. Came all the way from Belgium. Say hello. What's up?
Watching the game.
Yeah.
Celebrated.
Yeah. Instagram stories. Yes. Man, that was crazy. You guys see the post game reactions? Edson Alvarez celebrating with his family, crying.
Yeah. Everyone.
Oh, dude, it was
that's phenomenal. But the game ends. Like we said, we celebrate. We're just cheering. Let us know how did you guys celebrate? What went through your guys' mind? I mean, I was yelling, I was tweeting, I was trying to do 7 things at once.
Yeah,
my little heart exploded out of joy.
I was on Twitter, I was on Snapchat, I was on Instagram, letting the whole world that we have become the team with 13 titles, the most in Mexico, and yeah, man, like Kevin said, I was actually a little bit, not as much, but no, there was a little tears coming out. Dude, it was I don't know, it was a surreal moment. This is after the 2016 final, man. This just it felt so good to finally win again.
I think it was even more surreal, and why I feel like I was in tears as well is because for the first time in a while, I felt very connected to the team. It was because, for what we do every Tuesdays, when we talk about, all the coverage that we've done, I felt this one was just that much more special because you had a lot more. At least on mine, I had a lot more people to celebrate with. And I'm not just talking about the people in my family. I was talking about everyone, all of you guys were here. You, Christian, you, Dylan, everyone on Twitter, everyone that, we interacted with, every friend that we've made throughout this journey, throughout this whole Apertura. Everyone that we've invited on the show, everyone who's talked about us, who's given us the kind of the backing, and it just felt that much more special because you felt that you were part of it in a sense, because we covered the team, because we gave our voice to the people and the people responded to that, and it felt just that much more amazing because we were part of it, in that sense. And that's why I feel like those tears were because of everything. You felt like you went through this whole kind of journey as a community, and then to see the team finally lift the trophy, something that we said in the preview to this season, that it was America needed to win the title. It was a win-win situation, and they came out and they did it.
Yeah, man. Like you said, this is probably the first time I really felt that like disconnected with the team. And you put it perfectly, which is because of this podcast, man. When that final whistle blew, I was tweeting everything out, and all I could think about was, the podcast. Like what are the people in the chat have to say when we go live Tuesday? What do you guys have to say when I text you guys right afterwards? Um, like you said, more people to celebrate with, and this is something I've I guess wanted in a sense because I have no America fans here. It's literally just me and my dad. And then I met you guys, and then I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I have I have people that have the same passion as me, and this was like I keep saying, it was a surreal moment. It's an unforgettable moment at that as well, that I get to spend this moment with you guys.
No, yeah, definitely, definitely. And Carlos said too, shout out to our good friends from La Resaca Americanista, who he heard about us from them. So shout out to them. It felt like we were celebrating with them just as much as anything else
Definitely.
as well. To our friends down in Mexico, it was phenomenal, phenomenal. And in America, they lift the trophy. You see that ceremony, you see Dylan tweet out, and then you see me tweet out the same thing. But it's what it's all about. It's kind of the whole cycle coming together in
Mhm.
in the perfect way. Um, and America has been in this situation before. How many times were we so close to being in the final? 2 times, with
Yeah.
Pio Herrera already.
Mhm.
So to finally make it and to finally bask in that glory. I mean, what more could you expect?
Doblete.
Yes, and that is definitely what we need to go do, and that is definitely on the line because I'll tell you this much: if America does not come out champions in the Clausura, I will tell you it is going to be quote unquote a fracaso of a Clausura.
The
And
final day.
a lot of people will say that is crazy. That is crazy. What do you mean? But we're America, right?
For America, exactly. Everyone said it. We have the most pressure, and the requirement, the everything's just so much bigger for us. We are expected to win a title every single season, and then if we don't, it's a fracaso. Like you said it.
Definitely, and we'll talk about that more next year when we talk about the preview to the Clausura and what we think the year is gonna have for America and all that stuff. But for the meantime, for right now, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy that title because you guys deserve it just as much as everyone else. Down in Mexico deserves it just as much as the players have deserved it. Everyone who has supported this team, who has backed this team, who has used the hashtag AguilasENG, who has used the hashtag Fly With Us, who has used the hashtag Siempre Águilas, everyone and anyone who has been part of this journey, ladies and gentlemen, this title was because of you.
Yeah, man, definitely. I really hope the chat feels as connected as we do. Like you said, Ivan, without these people tuning every Tuesday, we wouldn't be doing this podcast. So once again, guys, thank you guys for coming out every Tuesday, and I hope this title means a lot to you guys as it does to us.
Definitely, definitely. So America, yes, our beloved Águilas del América come out on top. They have won 13 titles. No one has more. No one can argue. We are the best. And no doubt about it, we are the best. You know what? I see a couple of people talking about Chivas on the chat. What do you think happened to our good friend Mr. Leyva?
She's probably crying after her team lost 2 times in the Club World Cup.
Now, let's play fair. Let's play nice. Let's be the bigger club here. They laughed and they joked about us when we kind of did that failure. Well, of course, it wasn't that big of a failure because I think we won that second game. But um, let's just worry about us. No point of us, needing to mention them by no means necessary because then that means that they get the attention. But at the end of the day, they shouldn't because at the end of the day, who got 13 titles? That's right.
We
Us.
do.
This crest right here. This crest right here. Gentlemen, anything else you guys want to say about the final?
It was fabulous.
Definitely. Christian?
Surreal. That's the word of the day. Surreal for me.
Surreal word of the day. Well, let's keep this party going. America, champions of the Apertura. What more can we say? I think we've said it all.
Yeah.
So happy. I mean, the smile on our
Season.
faces says it all. But yeah, that is pretty much it. Gentlemen, let's move on to the next segment, close to the end of the podcast here. let's see, what do we got next on the table? Well, looks like we have to recap the rest of the season. As you guys know, 2018 is coming to a close. It's been a tremendous year for America in regards to what they've accomplished. Of course, a lot of setbacks though with the Club World Cup not not being reached because of our our failure to qualify to the final of the Champions League. The abrupt exits in the Copa MX, the semifinal loss against Santos Laguna that felt just very it was very disappointing. And then of course the injuries like menace. But I think overall, if we were to talk about the year, what is one thing that stands out to you besides this title? Because we can't all just say this title. Besides this title, what stands out to you in 2018 in regards to America? And I'm talking Clausura 2018 and Apertura 2018. What stands out?
What stands out? Well, I mean, I guess it kind of does involve the title because you said not to involve it. Dang it, Ivan.
Dang it, Ivan. Honestly, I think it's the way we kind of bounce back. Like you said, Ivan, we suffered a very heartbreaking loss to Santos and the Clausura. And then we saw the team that we had, and we knew that that wasn't the team that was on the pitch. We knew we had a lot more to give, and the we see some preseason games. Menez is playing well, Cecilio's playing well. Roger scores a couple preseason goals here and there. The team's looking nice. It looks like we can actually contest with the title again.
And then we lose.
And then like you said, we lose Cecilio for a bit. We lose Mendes for the whole year. Roger starts playing poorly, and then we're just like, wow, this team really knows how to mess with our feelings a lot. From going to a team that we were sure favorites to win the title, going by the weeks and weeks and weeks, and this team, kind of diminishing that hope that they had in themselves, and for us and the fans, just for them to turn this whole season around and go 17 games undefeated to win the title. That just shows the true character of this team, of this club, of this institution, and who we are. We don't back down no matter how hard the road gets. We keep going because that's just who this club is, and that was a great moment for us.
Dylan, your moment for 2018.
That literally was it, but I feel like that wasn't gonna work because you're like, oh, you can't mention the title, and so I was like, well, I feel like the bounce back was gonna have to lead toward the title, so I was like, no, that's not gonna work. But that's kind of like what I was gonna say.
I will say this though, for me, the 2018 was filled with a lot of ups and downs with America, but I think a couple of things in regards to 2018 for America is the way that that the board managed this team in regards to some of the signings that we made. Of course, bringing in Jeremy Menez, and then you had players that came in and did a good job. I mean, give me one player that stood out to you the most.
From last season? From 2018?
No, from this whole year.
This whole year. Man, I guess the obvious answer would be Guido.
And rightfully so. I mean,
I think this Apertura, he really showed the whole world what he is made of, and I just don't think he got enough credit last season in the Clausura, and I really hope he turns some heads, especially on the national team, because he rightfully deserves to be there.
Yeah, I see a lot of people saying Sanchez, Bruno Valdez, Emperor saying Menes, but then he says Guido. Our good friend Carlos Serna saying Paul Aguilar is still the best right back in Mexico. That is definitely true. Whoever wants to argue with that, let us know. We have more than enough to showcase why he's still the best. A lot of players. I think Diego Lainez too, having a phenomenal year. Edson Alvarez, that great bounce back after the World Cup. Marchesín, just
Marchesín
phenomenal all year.
Solidifying his Yep, the title of best goalkeeper in Mexico, definitely, and
I
just
mean,
got called up finally to the national team. You know, he deserves every single moment of that.
I think another player that maybe flies on the radar, bro, Ibarra, doing a phenomenal job. Even though some people would probably argue against that, but overall, a lot of players, and I think that's a good thing. You want to have a lot of players that stick out this season. That doesn't make it so easy for us to pick best player of the season,
Mhm.
But if we had to give best player of the season, by far, out of everyone we just mentioned, who would you give it to?
It's not by far, but it's Guido Rodriguez, for me at least.
So, what do you say, Dylan?
I'd say Marche scene. I mean, I get why it'd be Guido, but I'd give it to Marche.
Marche? I would say Osman Mares, but you guys would go crazy.
Oh man. Oh man,
Brandon,
I forgot about that one.
who I forgot played with us 2018, by the way.
He did,
Yeah.
yes, he did.
Yeah, he did.
And
Uh,
can we like forget that, please?
I mean, it's tough, and I feel like I'm the tiebreaker here because it's down to either Marchesín or Guido for me.
Insaurralde.
So
Dude, I saw a tweet after. I think it was our friend Alan.
yeah, it was
He tweeted
Alan.
it. Yeah, he tweeted. He was like, he quoted it when we signed Insaurralde. He was like, "This is the moment we won the 13." Dude, I started crying in tears.
It was
Dude, why was he even? I know he was there because like he was on the bench, but like why, dude? The smile he had on his face, the way he held the trophy, acting like he did anything for us this season, dude. That was actually pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that was funny. That was hilarious. But drum roll, if I may, I think the winner for the best player of 2018 for America has to go to Guido Rodriguez.
Outstanding midfield.
I mean, phenomenal from a player in 2017 that kept getting red card after red card to now coming into 2018 and bossing that midfield. I mean, completely. We never questioned him whether or not he should start a game.
Exactly. We knew he had to be a starter.
You knew he had to be in there.
Mhm.
I mean, there's no two ways about it. I think he's definitely a player for the future if America can keep hold of him.
Yeah,
If he had
hopefully
a phenomenal season the way he did, I could see someone from Europe coming and taking him.
in the summer.
Pay
Yeah.
money, which I don't
Hopefully.
mind.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'd rather he stay, but
It'd be sad.
I mean,
Yeah, it'd be sad.
a
But
player's a player, and this is the end of the season, so I can now reiterate this again. The 2019 transfer window is going to be probably one of the biggest ones we've ever had. In terms of a lot of players potentially leaving, in my opinion, especially if they have another season like they had this season. But yeah, Guido Rodriguez, outstanding season, phenomenal. Probably for me, the player of the season.
Player of the season
For
America.
not just America, for the whole Liga MX, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's overall a well-rounded player. Definitely showcased as to why he is, and he will continue to be a key figure in the league and in America.
Definitely.
All right, so let's get to the favorite part of the podcast, and that's naming the worst player of 2018. Who would you guys say was the worst player?
Besides Insaurralde, and I know the memes that people want to hear Insaurralde, but honestly, for me, the worst player was probably Wesley Reyes. From a player,
He only had 6 months though. How are you going to give him the worst player?
from the potential that he had coming into America, and then delivering what he did on the pitch, having a right back steal his position, a natural right back steal his position. That's just that doesn't fly with me.
Okay. Interesting. Someone put Oscar Jimenez.
my poor man can even play a game. Unbelievable.
But hey, I mean, he cost us a game against Manchester United.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, it was terrible. I think at that moment, Piojo knew that Manchester had to start day in, day out.
Carlos Diaz said, "Mi tocayo Vargas."
Oh damn, Vargas.
We only saw Vargas like what, like 2 times this season. I completely forgot about him, to be honest.
I mean, I'm surprised no one said this name, but
I was gonna say Pedro Arce.
Pedro Arce. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay.
But I mean, he didn't play though.
Yeah.
Exactly. What did he contribute? Exactly. He was the worst.
But I mean, if I mean, I don't know. I thought we were going based off people who actually played a decent amount. But
If that's the case, then I think the winner has to be.
Cecilio Dominguez.
No, he's close. He's close, but I think it's Silvio Romero.
Silvio Romero from the Clausura. I mean,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean,
Orientia too. Orientia can probably go on there.
Oh my gosh. We're just naming players now.
Yeah, honestly, we're just naming players to be honest.
But if we had to give, okay, we won't give the worst player of the season, but I would say
the Come On Tribute More Man award.
Yeah, like come on, Tribute More award. I think it's definitely it's Cecilio Dominguez.
Okay.
I think he let us all down.
I think this is this is the season for him, or the do or die season, as people like to call it.
I thought there were rumors that he's leaving in this window.
I mean, there's rumors that everyone's leaving this.
Yeah. To be honest,
even Marche is rumored to leave.
Someone said that there's rumors that we're swapping people.
Yeah. Wait, hold up, pause. Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm linked to the Cholos podcast right now.
We're gonna do a swap for you and Cesar.
Yeah, and me and Francisco doing Cholos.
Hey, that might just happen if the money's there, if they pay the right amount. I mean, Cowboy Dan's a franchise for us. They're gonna have to pay good money.
Yeah, really good money actually for that one.
But yeah, definitely not the best player. But we'll see what he does in the Clausura. We'll have to wait and see what he does. But now that we're on the subject of the players and all this stuff, how's about it that we talk a little bit about these rumors before we close out the show and close out the year?
Okay, enough for that.
Yeah.
So let's talk the biggest one. Of course, Diego Lainez leaving to Europe. It looks like it's 100% confirmed. Santiago Baños has said on ESPN that Diego Lainez will be leaving in January. Whether he leaves to Ajax or not depends on whether or not they're willing to splash the cash. But it looks like there's 2 to 3 clubs interested, willing to pay the money. Where is he going to go? No one knows at this point, but it looks like 100% sure babyface Diego Lainez is going to be gone.
Wow, he just played his last game with America. And what a way to go out, huh?
Definitely.
It's gonna be interesting to see where he goes.
Yeah, definitely.
Could you imagine? I mean, Lainez versus Chucky Lozano?
That'd be interesting. And also, what I want to say is, if Lainez goes to Ajax and he gets on the Champions League squad, he plays Real Madrid in the first round. And imagine him getting minutes there.
Imagine him tearing it up.
I mean, in the first round, in the round of 16, I meant.
If that's the case, Christian, is it still Ala Madrid?
Of course. What do you
Oh.
mean?
Oh, that's true though. Come on. If Diego Lainez goes and plays for Liverpool, you really gonna go support Liverpool?
Yeah, listen. Yeah, you don't.
I mean, that would be only Liverpool's player I would support.
Well, okay.
I mean, it's kind of tempting to go out and buy a Liverpool jersey with Lainez on it, at least.
No, it's not. You can't do that. You all the jersey situations we've had with you this season.
Yeah, I know. I'm very controversial on that topic.
Exactly. But Lainez, whether or not he goes to Ajax, whether or not he gets Champions League minutes this season, I think I don't know if it's the right move for him to make in January.
Yeah, I was just about to get that. Is this the correct timing for Lainez?
But look, if anyone is capable of making an impact right away, I think it's that kid.
Oh, definitely.
I kind of understand, because I don't think going mid-season is a good thing. I think if the transfer does go through, I feel like he should stay this Clausura like on a loan or something with America.
That would
And
be
then
nice.
just
It would be nice.
and then make the transition over the summer, and then they're starting on a new season fresh instead of doing it mid-season.
Definitely. What do you guys think? Our good friend Mr. Emperor Palpatine saying, "I'm sorry, but Diego Lainez is overrated." Controversial? Is that
Yeah, it could be.
I can understand why it could be.
Is
Yeah, me too.
Lainez the real deal? Yes or no? It's that simple.
Is Diego Lainez the real deal? Oh, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we answered this question before.
Okay, so that's as simple as that. We're trying to address, our good friend Emperor Palpatine's, addressing that Diego Lainez is a bit overrated. Maybe overhyped could be a better word.
Yeah, yeah, I can say overhyped. I guess it'd be a better word.
I mean, everyone is riding the Diego Lainez train wave now, but we were riding it since La Volpe put him in, right?
Yeah, La Volpe,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. I think we were all like riding the wave one because he was so young, and we were like, "Wow, this kid so young," and
displaying going toe to toe with
and displaying this this performance is I guess it was kind of like eye opening and remarkable to us.
I think our good friend Chicken Biscuit says it perfectly. His potential is what's exciting, but most importantly, his mentality is outstanding as well. It's out of his mind.
He's just so mature especially whenever he speaks to the press.
Yeah, he speaks like he's 27.
After after winning the trophy, after winning the title, he was so collected and calm to a degree, because you could tell he was very kind of excited and nervous, but he was, the way he carries himself, I'm very impressed with him. Completely impressed with the way this kid wraps his head around situations and kind of has composed himself. Phenomenal kid, phenomenal, and all the best of luck to him, because he is a true America fan. In and out, he is a true America fan. He plays for the team that he loves. If he goes to Europe, he knows he's representing not only Mexico but America, and he'll always love the club and he'll always love the badge.
Definitely, man. And what more can you ask?
No, yeah, perfect. So if the kid does go, I hope he goes and leaves on the right terms. I hope the club does right by him and finds him a suitable home, a home where he will get minutes. And I see that Ajax team, and I find it very tough for him to break into the team in the January. If he was to do preseason with them and all that stuff, I feel like he would have a better opportunity. Right now, I don't know if he goes in and takes Neres' spot, or who's the other guy, the freaking other winger.
Oh, I don't know. I don't really follow Ajax like that, but I don't think it's about him becoming a starter right away. I just think it's him just trying to dip his feet into the water. Get a couple of minutes here and there to showcase what he has, what he can potentially bring. Like you said, Ajax is filled with some talented people who, in my opinion, like 3 to 4 of them will make the summer transfer moves to bigger clubs. So the chances there for Lainez to get minutes here and there, show the coach what he has. And then for the start of the 2019 season, maybe, fit him in a couple of games starting here or there, I think that's what Lainez is trying to do, to be honest.
I mean, I could see that happening, and then he gets, the transfer window, some of his teammates leave, he cements himself as a starter, and then has a good 2019-2020 season. Ideally, that would work out, but what's the chances that, within these 6 months, he gets forgotten about if he doesn't get any game time as well?
Yeah, that's a huge risk, and that's why we're questioning, is this the right time to go?
No, yeah, I agree. But look, at the end of the day, we need to put as much faith and as much positive energy towards Lainez, because I will say this: I have yet to see a kid come out the ranks out of any team, out of any club, to play the way this kid plays. And I've seen Chucky Lozano, and I saw what he did against us. And I will tell you this, and I will go on record. And Mexican fans, hate me as much as you want to, but Diego Lainez, for me, is 10 times better than Chucky Lozano. And he will be 10 times the player Chucky Lozano.
Wow, that's a hot take right there.
I'm gonna stop you right there, Chief. I'm not gonna get in this controversy.
Yeah, me neither. I'm not gonna talk about this one.
Okay, I mean it's fair. Everyone, say what you want. Now they're two different players, of course, right?
Yeah,
players.
way two different players. I don't know. The thing,
it's more of a natural winger. The other one, we've said it before too. Diego Lainez is much more of a number 10 that has qualities of a winger.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. That's another news.
I'm calling it as I see it.
Listen,
I guess for me,
we just have to wait for Linus to do what he does in Europe. That's a hot take. I mean, no, I don't care. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah.
But that's a hot take, my friend. I don't know.
Hey, when Diego Lainez is the key to Mexico winning the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, I will.
Yes, you're the only one laughing. You can be the only one laughing. I will hold us to that, definitely.
Yeah.
Nice. I am gonna archive this podcast right now.
Do it, guys. Someone clip this part of the podcast
and 4 years
and save it in your memories. And then on Snapchat when it says 4 years ago, whatever this podcast comes up, and yeah. Well, yeah, around this time would be the final, no?
Yep. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because it'd be played in the winter.
In the winter, yeah, exactly. So exactly 4 years from now, Linus will give us the 2022 World Cup.
2022 World Cup final.
Yes.
See, we're at the campground right now, and we're making beans with our cornbread, and Ivan's just stirring the pot, and that's something I don't want to stir with you right now, Ivan. I'm sorry.
See, that's not a hot take. Darwin Quintero is 10 times the player Linus in Los Angeles. See, that's not a hot take because it's true,
Yeah, because he's been playing for 10 years longer.
Something. Yeah, I think that Furch rumor is dead. I don't think Furch will come to America or Boselli. I think those two rumors we can pull out the window. In my opinion, at least.
I was going there. I was about to address those rumors, but now that you did, those are long gone. I would imagine.
Yeah.
The
new one. Go for it.
It looks like Ruben Funes Mori has been linked heavily with us.
Yes. So has Cabecita Rodriguez, but I think his move to Cruz Azul has been sealed.
It looks like it.
Yeah.
At this point,
it looks like it.
Nothing's 100% until a club puts it out.
Also, I don't know if you guys heard, but today Piojo gave an interview. I think it was on Fox, and he said that the number 9 we're looking for is coming from El Extranjero, aka outside of Mexico.
They always say that.
So,
at this point, I believe about 12% of what they tell me.
Okay, I don't know. I just thought that was kind of interesting. He said at least 2 new players will come in. 3 of Linus leaves. And I don't know, we just haven't been linked to many players for there to be three people coming in.
They could be doing this under the bus.
Listen, I'm all down. Then tomorrow we see Carlos Vela, welcome to America, and then the whole world starts, like what the fuck, Carlos Vela.
Nah, he's not coming. We've already said that, like countless of times.
What if he does though?
Do
we add the 14 star
of LA for him to live down in Mexico?
Do we add the 14 star if Carlos Vela comes?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, really? You don't know now? Oh, okay.
I mean, Vela's great and all, but he by himself doesn't win you a title. But then I just remembered, what if Menes gets in shape? Then yeah.
Oh, I forgot about Menes.
Vela, Menes, and Osmar Mares coming back to America probably gives you.
See, you lost me at Osmar Mares. Everything was going so well, and then you said Osmar Mares.
No, but those 2 alone, plus Guido Rodriguez and Mateo Zuribe finding form. Yeah.
Oh man, imagine.
I could see America.
Imagine Roger Martinez. Oh, you said Roger Martinez too?
Yeah, he can play there too.
Yeah, imagine. Another thing we should kind of touch on, and I know this is gonna break many America hearts, but Insaurralde will no longer be with us as his loan has ended, and he will report back to Cerro Porteño.
Such sadness when a player like him goes, and then Joe Corona too leaving.
Joe Corona too.
Which is that one actually does get me sad because he was the only one I was able to interview in English.
Oh, Well, yeah, I think he was only English speaking one on that team. But in terms of playing, I mean, I'm fine with it. I mean, he didn't. No, he wasn't really that much of a.
He was a good backup. I will say this: he was a good servant and a good backup, and you don't be surprised if Piojo ends up buying him.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised because only of its time he had with him at Tijuana. But I don't know. I don't know. Joker doesn't really. I don't know. He's not really a player I would cry about.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. Now, of course, what we can say is that all of these news are rumors at this point. But
Definitely.
the Eagle Eye boys,
Oh,
next year we will have more than 100% sure whether we've had one or two players signed. So we
Yes.
will talk about that next year. We will break it down. We will talk
Mm-hmm.
even more rumors because, of course, the more time that passes. But I think after Christmas, it's just going to be transfer rumor mill all over Liga MX. The draft, of course, is gonna happen.
Oh yeah, the draft.
So we're gonna have plenty to talk about. And if you feel like you're not getting enough rumor talk right now, don't worry. We're gonna have you guys covered on Twitter with everything. So make sure you guys do follow us on Twitter at Eagle iPod. We're gonna be interacting with you guys all throughout the end of the year and into the new year. Make sure you guys do get going on there. Now, gentlemen, it's time to close out 2018 with a bang. And for those of you asking when is the new podcast, well, we haven't decided on a date yet, but it is going to be the first week of January because it is going to be well, what can I say? It is going to be the start of the season right away. Most likely it will be January 1st. We'll have to wait and see. We got to arrange some movements around. And it's gonna be a whole new Eagle Eye podcast, by the way, as well. Isn't that right, Christian?
Yes, it is. We don't want to give too much away, but just don't be surprised or don't be alarmed if anything looks different. That's all I'm gonna say for now.
The glow up is gonna be real.
Yes, the globe is gonna be real, and I really hope I have enough time to do all of this because I want this show to kind of be I guess a standard in this community that people will follow us and how we do things, and we want to be the first people to do it, trendsetters, I guess, if you may. Yeah, this is an exciting moment for us. I think we've talked about it. We've given a lot of input. We've given this a lot of thought if we want to go through with this, and I think all three of us are on board. This is the best for us, and this can help us grow more. So I'm excited for 2019 and what it has to bring for us.
Definitely. Christian, can I ask a favor for you? Can you get our winner from trivia, please, ready, as we will announce who
Okay, yeah.
just a minute. But before that, Dylan, I give you the platform to kind of give your 2018 thoughts in regards to America, to the podcast, to the community, everything. Give the world a bit of words from the great Cowboy Dan.
Oh, wow, what a year! A full year that we've actually covered America from the Clausura until now, and just overall a heck of a ride. Really, really, what after we got Mendez, I remember that day I was at work. I saw the news. We were rolling with it. We were rolling in the Clausura. We were doing some good things in Champions League, and then I don't know, like we hit that point of the season where it just kind of went down. We get knocked out to Toronto, and then we get knocked out to Tigres, and then I don't know. You come into the season. I think me and Ivan kind of said it at first. Title or bust. And we were looking for the league. But if Piojo would have came out with Copa Mekis, I think that would have been good enough for him to keep his job. But obviously, we came out with the league. So, I think kind of when we go back to say, what Christian said was a bounce back season, and it really was. It was a big year, and just overall ups and downs, and a lot of good to too that we can take away. Especially Pumas knocking out Pumas twice in the Clausura Liga and then this Liga too as well. Just a lot of big things going forward too. I know we've addressed a lot of rumors too. One that I saw that I haven't really seen much of was that Edson was linked to Celta Vigo, which we'll kind of keep an eye on that one too. Yeah, I think we decided to leave these rumors all to now because we were worried about what the team we have now. Didn't want to speculate anything and just focused on trying to get this championship under our belt, which we did. And so now we're moving forward now and getting things going and ready for the new year.
Definitely, definitely, definitely. Christian, do we have our winner?
We do have our winner.
Alrighty. Well, before we announce that, I give you the platform to kind of wave off 2018. Give us your thoughts about the team, about the pod, about the community,
Oh
just
man.
about everything in general.
Wow. There's a boatload of things going through my mind when you just asked that question. Well, I guess we'll start with the team. I think I'm sorry. I think Dylan wrapped it perfectly. That elimination to Toronto kind of, I don't know. It kind of drew me with like kind of thoughts like how, like why us, why this team, why did it have to happen to us? We were in such prime position to beat Toronto, to win the Champions League and go on to the Global Cup once again, and kind of falls in front of our eyes, and we're just like, wow, that's crazy. We kind of bounced back in the Gia, going all the way to semis, but then again that horrible defeat to Santos, and then the same things happened again. Like, why us? But I think Ivan, you mentioned it very very perfect. I think you said it perfectly. I think the board did what they had to do and go get the players that we needed, and built this squad despite all the injuries at the beginning of the apertura. This is this is a team that their bounce back was inspiring. It was great to see. And like I said, this is just who we are. This is America. No matter how hard everything gets, we always have to find a way to find a positive in our club. And I think 2018 was a great example of it. You started the year on a bit of a high, you go down to a really low, you get back high, then you get destroyed and on a low, and then you come into the apertura knowing that what, it's do or die, and that's what we did this season. And I'm very happy to be a fan of this club. I always will be. Just thank you for America for these moments and another championship I can celebrate. In terms of the podcast, I don't know. I don't wanna be too corny, but it's like a dream come true in a way. I've said this multiple times. I don't have anybody here at home to talk about America with besides my dad. I'm in English, I guess, in a way. And meeting you guys, meeting everyone in the chat, it's crazy to me how something like this can even come to be. I just hope I'm doing this for the rest of my life. I just want to say thank you to both Dylan and Ivan for opening the doors to me. This is a great time in my life. Like I said, I look forward to this every single Tuesday, and I know 2019 will be the best, will be the best year for us.
Thank you, Christian, for that. Thank you so much. Now, we're not going to keep you guys waiting any further. I will say my final words after this, though. Christian, I think it's time. Let the people know
It's time.
who has won trivia.
Ooh.
Go. It's your baby. Do right
This is
by
my baby.
everything.
This is my baby. You are correct. Like I said at the beginning of the podcast, we didn't expect us to do this well. This whole trivia thing. A total of 42 people participated this season, whether it be during the podcast or on Twitter. 42 of you beautiful people clicked our link and decided to participate in our questions. Once again, thank you so much to everybody who played. 2019 will be even better for you guys, but without further ado, here's the winners, or the winner, I guess. I'm gonna give a shout out to the top three because I think you guys deserved it. You guys had I'll read the top three, not the top five, because I couldn't get the top five, but I'll read the top three though. The top three, actually, there's someone tied for third place. Not that it means much, I guess, but it might mean something to you. With a total of 310 points.
Wow.
310 points. Third place goes to at Kate Prince _ and at I'm gonna butcher this so badly, at Least30. I'm pretty sure that was the username. You guys finished third with 310 points. Thank you both for playing and for getting the majority of these questions right. Second place. Second place. Wow, this is a heartbreaker for you, my friend. I'm so sorry this happened to you, but you finished this season's trivia with 360 points, only 20 points behind the first place team. It was oh man, that's heartbreaking, man. I feel so bad even saying your name now. I don't know why I did this. But you finished with 360 points, and the username was at C_600. That's your second place. Thank you for playing and getting pretty much every single question right. I think you missed one here or there, and that probably cost it, but it don't matter though. Thank you so much for playing. Now, the winner, Ivan. The drum roll, please. The winner of the Apertura Trivia for 2018 with 380 points goes to at SGG Justin. Thank you, man. Thank you for winning trivia. Thank you for participating in practically every single trivia that we posted. I think it was 30. I think you participated in 29 of them. Thank you so much. We need to hit you up on Twitter for your prize. And yeah, that was it. That was Apertura Trivia, guys. Once again, thank you everyone for playing.
Oh my goodness, we have a winner. So if that is you, let us know right now in the chat. Let us know in the chat. It's phenomenal. Everyone, congratulate each other. You guys did a phenomenal job.
You.
I mean, me and Dylan were like down in 432th place, but you know what? We're still part of the journey, and that's the important part. No, really, all jokes aside, phenomenal. The fact that you guys all came out and supported us, just were in here talking about America. We're doing all these cool things in answering all these trivia questions. A huge round of applause for our man Christian. I mean, phenomenal work that he did. With the questions and all this stuff. I mean, like we said, we couldn't have thought of for a better person to come on to the pod, and look, came out with this beautiful idea. And I really hope that for more seasons to come, we'll have this trivia, and more of you will be able to come out and and win out prizes. So make sure if you guys enjoyed this and you guys feel like you guys can win this,
please,
from the get-go, get started on it. It shows it merit to the person who's won. Phenomenal job. And like we said, couldn't be able to do this without you guys.
That's a good point, Ivan. Please let us know in the chat if you thoroughly enjoyed this trivia session. I know I did, because this was kind of, like Ivan says, kind of my baby. I pinched the idea to these guys. These guys said, do it, man. This is a great idea. Go for it. So yeah, let me know if you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, thanks again, guys.
Definitely. And we'll get in contact with the winner in regards to your prize. But of course, like Kevin Perez said, we're all champions in this one. And yeah, you guys are truly the backbone of this podcast. So thank you so much for making this trivia happen. And again, congratulations to all of you guys who participated. This was fun, and we can't wait to do it again next season. So definitely. Thank you so much. Now, let's wrap up the show, and let's wrap up the year for 2018. Gentlemen, I will say a couple of words, and I will say goodbye. First of all, I want to say thank you.
Let me get my tissue ready.
Well, I don't know if it's going to be a tissue situation, but I will say this much. I do want to say thank you to everyone down there in Club America who are doing a phenomenal job with the English account. To our good friend, Mr. Ted Brooks, who runs the English Twitter account, and to everyone that works alongside him. Phenomenal job. I think what he's done and what he continues to do is perfect for the community. I think it was mentioned last night in the Mexican Soccer Show that, above all other Twitter accounts in English for Liga MX, his one completely outdoes everybody else's. It's more than just a copy and paste situation. It's more of let's get some original content out there for the people to enjoy, and that's been phenomenal. Extremely phenomenal. So Ted is by far the GOAT in this situation. It's been a privilege and a pleasure to have met him and to have seen him. and then to be able to call him a friend of the podcast, it really has been. In regards to these two gentlemen sitting in front of me on the computer screen, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, Dylan, who made this possible by asking me a question of whether or not I wanted to do a podcast with him. And look at us now, buddy, a year into the podcast, and we've grown phenomenally. Christian, from the integration, from integrating you into the season for the Apertura, it's been a joy to have you on here. I think you bring balance to the way we produce the podcast. I think what you bring to the table is phenomenal. And I can truly say from the bottom of my heart to the both of you that I've seen you guys grow and become more accustomed to this, and I can't really wait. I can't wait for what's to come from you guys. Every day I'm excited to talk to you guys, and every day whenever we do podcasts, it's always a new experience, and I feel like I'm a better person because of knowing you guys. So thank you, and of course, early happy birthday to you, Christian. We'll be celebrating your day tomorrow, but early happy birthday to you here on the podcast from everyone. Congratulations, you're turning 1 year young, 1 year older, but you're also 1 year wiser as well, as I like to think about it. So congratulations. And now I think to kind of cultivate everything that we've been saying, I think ultimately the biggest thank you and the biggest part of this podcast has to go to everyone out there who has supported us, who has followed us, who has talked about us, who has come out to the chats, who hear us on iTunes, who hear us on SoundCloud, who support us all the way. Yesterday, the Eagle Eye podcast received an award. Yes, can you believe that? An award from the Mexican Soccer Show. We were voted Best Liga MX English fan account by the people, by the fans. It wasn't by the host. It wasn't by the people at the Mexican Soccer Show. It was by the people. So to everyone who was out there who voted for us, all I want to say is thank you from the bottom of the heart from these two gentlemen as well. Thank you for everything, for supporting us, for listening to us, for sharing us, for helping us grow. We are now at about 470 people on Twitter. When me and Dylan started this, within a year, we thought we were going to have about, maybe, if we were lucky, 200 people. And to completely double that, it's phenomenal. Words cannot describe how blessed we are to have every single one of you guys out here. To have you guys' backing, to support, to everyone in the English community who has given us such great motivation and such a great platform, from our good friends, from Miss Cari Torres to Tom Harrison, to Cesar, to our good friend Mr. Ricky, to Brian, to Johnny, to everyone who we've ever had on here, and everyone who we keep interacting with, whether they're America fans or not. We have friends that are Chivas, the people down at the Chivas del Norte podcast, who I would consider good friends of ours, and all I have to say is thank you to everyone in the community. Thank you to everyone. If for whatever reason we could ever meet any one of you guys, we are more than happy to do so. I'm over here in California, Christian's in New York, Dylan's in Texas. The biggest city close to me is probably LA. Dylan's biggest city, I think, is Dallas to you?
Yeah.
And the biggest city, of course, for Christian William, he's like literally next door, is New York City. But and thank you for everything. We come with a good reputation into 2019, and we can only hope to grow it. Like Christian said, our aim is to become better. I feel like there's many things we can still work on. For one is trying to make sure we don't have so much technical difficulties on the podcast. But then again, like I always said, it wouldn't be a show without it.
That's true.
But ultimately, our objective is to come back stronger, to come back better, just like America would in this season. So we aim to be the best at doing this. We know we hold a high responsibility because we do cover America. So the pressure is on the team to perform, and I feel like the pressure is on for us to do the same in the podcast world. So we know we have a lot to work on. We know we have a lot to do. But to have such a great community, like every single one of you out there listening tonight, it makes that so that we wake up feeling pumped and motivated, and we're ready to go at it, and we're ready to keep thriving. And I mean, I could keep going on and on and on and thanking you guys, but really, from the bottom of the heart, we just want to say we love you guys. Thank you for the support. Thank you for everything. We hope you have such a blessed end of the year. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's to every single one of you guys, and Happy Holidays to everyone as well. From the bottom of our hearts, from the Eagle Eye Podcast and from your Eagle Eye boys, who will be dropping that mixtape sometime soon in 2019. We just want to extend our biggest wishes to you and your families. We wish you nothing but the best, nothing but all love, and may 2019 be your year if 2018 wasn't already. What a way to close out the year, gentlemen. All I want to say to you guys as well is thank you so much for making this just that much more special. Anything you guys want to say before we wrap up the whole year?
You took it out. You took the words again.
Yeah, man. It's like I said, it's been a remarkable year, I think, for all three of us. And what a way to close it out, all of our teams doing well. Our podcast getting more recognized by the community every single day. It's all coming full circle for us. It was a great end to 2018, and I think me, you, and Dylan both said off the air, 2019 is our year. We're gonna be so much bigger, so much better, and we can't do it without the people watching us. And like you said, time and time again, we thank the people for coming out every single Tuesday, and the people on SoundCloud and iTunes and Spotify for listening to us on the road, on the go. We appreciate you guys as much as well.
Definitely. And again, a big thank you to them. A big thank you to Mr. Angel Moreno from Fresno FC. And a big, huge thank you to Miss Gabriela Plasencia down there at Prime Time Sports Media. The two people who single-handedly gave us media credentials for this year to cover a preseason game for America against Atlas in Fresno, and for the America versus Chivas Clásico in LA. Again, none of this would be possible without you guys. We hope to extend our run further into 2019. We covered a World Cup, gentlemen. Don't forget about that. We broke down a World Cup. And we'll try to do our best to bring you the best coverage of the national team as well. So Again, thank you again from the bottom of our hearts. All of this, last night's award, everything, it's all because of you, and it's all thanks to you. So really, if anyone's gonna take credit, it's gonna be all of you guys up. So thank you so much, and as always, we hope for the best for you guys. So again, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. Let's ride off into the sunset, and let's hope for the best for 2019. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure as always. The longest podcast we've ever done. And for all of you guys to still be here, phenomenal. So thank you so much. Have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful night, a wonderful end of the year. We'll see you guys at the start of 2019. Again, happy birthday, Christian, and happy birthday to anyone whose birthday it was this whole year that we weren't able to say thank you to. So as always, thank you, and we'll ride off into the sunset with this little song. Until next time, we'll see you guys. Goodbye. Y arriba la América.
Estoy contigo, oye mi corazón.